Everyone has weaknesses. Every single one of us. But here's the truth most people don't want to hear. Your weakness can become your greatest strength if you face it. Because here's the other truth, something we all need to hear. What destroys most people is not their weakness itself, but their refusal to confront it. If you want to achieve greatness, if you want to conquer the world, you have to understand this simple but powerful truth. Your weaknesses are your greatest strengths in disguise. So in today's video, we're going to talk about how to turn your weakness into strength. Let's get right into it. Now, there's a popular saying that goes like this: what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. But listen carefully, because there's a deeper meaning hidden within those words. The pain, the suffering, the struggles you go through, they don't make you stronger automatically. You have to do something with that experience for it to change you. And what you need to do is turn it into fuel. You see, the strongest people you know, the ones you admire, were not born strong. They were forged through the fires of struggle. They built their strength by first admitting their weakness, then working on it relentlessly. That person who was once shy, they didn't hide from speaking in front of others. Instead, they practiced, they got feedback, and slowly but surely, they evolved into the most powerful speaker, capable of influencing thousands, even millions of people with their words. The one who lacked discipline didn't wait until they felt motivated to start building habits. They knew that true progress happened when motivation was low, when they forced themselves to show up and do the work, even when they didn't feel like it. Today, they stand as an example of unstoppable focus, accomplishing what others thought was impossible. The one who was once broken didn't stay defeated by their pain. They picked themselves up, piece by broken piece, and turned their pain into purpose. Their scars became a roadmap of their journey. Their weakness turned into power. They became unshakable because pain became their teacher, their greatest coach, pushing them to evolve into a force of nature. So let's break this down and look at each one of these examples. First, let's talk about shyness. If you're shy, you might think that being alone is your only option, that talking to people will drain your energy. But here's the thing. Your weakness can become your greatest strength if you use it. The shyest person can become the best communicator in the world, the one who touches hearts and inspires action just by speaking. All they need to do is practice. Start small, speak up in small groups, get feedback, learn how to connect with people. With time, you'll become better and better, evolving into a powerful speaker who can influence and uplift entire audiences. This is a common story. It happens all the time. Many great leaders and influencers were once very shy, but they didn't let that define them. Instead, they used it as a challenge to grow and overcome. Second, let's talk about discipline. If you lack discipline, you might find yourself constantly distracted, unable to focus on the important things in life. You might feel like you're not achieving your goals, like you're stuck in a rut. Here's the truth. Everyone struggles with discipline at some point. It's not a sign of weakness. It's an opportunity to become unstoppable. The key is to start small, set realistic goals, and reward yourself for achieving them. Over time, you'll build the habits that lead to success. Remember, true progress happens when motivation is low, when you feel like giving up. That's when you have to dig deep inside and push forward. That's where the magic happens. And trust me, when you reach your goals, the feeling of accomplishment will be worth every sacrifice. Finally, let's discuss pain. Pain comes in many forms: emotional, physical, psychological. And if you've experienced it, you know how overwhelming it can feel. You might think it's the end of the world, that you'll never be the same again. But here's the truth. Pain is not the end. It's the beginning of your transformation. When you go through tough times, it's easy to stay in the victim mindset. You might think you're weak or broken, but here's the secret. You're not. You're resilient, you're adaptable, and you're stronger than you think. Your pain doesn't define you. It's just a chapter in your story. How you respond to it, that's what truly matters. Whether you let it break you or let it make you, the choice is yours. Weakness is not permanent. It's raw material. It's clay waiting to be shaped. It's fuel waiting to be burned. Every time you choose to work on your weakness instead of hiding from it, you transform. You evolve. You become stronger than the person who never had to face that struggle in the first place. So how do you make this happen? How do you take your weakness and turn it into the fuel that drives your evolution? Well, it starts with a decision, a conscious choice to stop running from your problems and start facing them head on. It means acknowledging your weaknesses, not in a negative way, but as opportunities for growth. It's about accepting that you're not perfect, and that's okay. In fact, it's great because it means you have room to improve, to evolve. When you decide to stop running, you open yourself up to a world of possibilities. Suddenly, you're not limited by your weaknesses. Instead, you're empowered by them. You start seeing challenges instead of obstacles. You welcome difficulties because you know they're part of the journey, part of the process that turns you into a stronger, more resilient version of yourself. Once you've made this decision, it's time to act. And here's where things get interesting. You don't need to have every answer. You don't need to feel completely ready. Just start taking small steps. If you're shy, start talking to people, even if it feels uncomfortable at first. Talk to strangers, ask questions, listen and learn. The more you do it, the easier it will become. You'll gain confidence and your fear will turn into excitement. If you lack discipline, start setting small goals for yourself and reward yourself when you achieve them. Break down your bigger goals into smaller tasks and focus on completing one task at a time. Celebrate small victories and learn from setbacks. Discipline is like a muscle. It gets stronger when you use it. If you're dealing with pain, whether it's emotional, physical, or psychological, seek support. Talk to someone you trust, a friend, a family member, a therapist, or a counselor. Allow yourself to be vulnerable. Let others help you because that's what they're there for. And as you go through this process, you'll find that your pain becomes your greatest teacher. It will push you to adapt, to evolve, to come back even stronger than before. Remember, weakness is not the opposite of strength. It's part of it. Your struggles, your pain, your challenges, they're all part of your journey towards greatness. It's easy to feel ashamed of our weaknesses, to try to hide them from the world. But here's the truth. Your weaknesses don't define you. They're just pieces of the puzzle that make up who you are. And when you embrace them, when you turn them into fuel, that's when you become unstoppable. Your weakness can either chain you down or lift you higher than you ever imagined. The choice is yours. So don't be afraid to fall. Don't be afraid to fail. Failure is just another excuse to learn and grow. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable. Vulnerability is not a sign of weakness. It's the birthplace of strength. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Asking for help doesn't make you weak. It makes you wise. And don't be afraid to dream big. The biggest dreams require the greatest struggles. Your weakness can become your greatest strength. Your greatest strength. Your weakness is the seed, strength is the tree, and the only way to grow that tree is to face it, water it with discipline, and let it grow into greatness. Turn your weakness into your strength, and watch the world respect the warrior you become. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this message reaches you wherever you are in your journey. And remember, you're stronger than you think. Keep going.